This last week I was discussing science with some friends over a pint, and one of them asked me, Moncho, do you think the science behind Interstellar is correct? And it's like, yes, I have to admit it is amazingly correct. And that is what we are going to talk about today, the black hole of Interstellar. This is Monch Frey, welcome to your cosmic kingdom. It was funny because I told him, like, this week's Nobel laureate, the one we spoke on the previous episode, Kip Thorne. Kip Thorne works in Caltech, an amazing office, and as you know, Caltech is very close to Hollywood. So what happened in Interstellar is that Hollywood lent the computer power they use for CGIs to do to do simulations of black holes. And Christopher Nolan, the director of Interstellar, wanted it to be so perfect that he contacted probably the leading experts in black holes right now, Nobel laureate Kip Thorne. Okay? That is why it's so impressive. What is a black hole? A black hole is an accumulation of matter so dense, that its gravitational field is just twisting, warping the space-time so badly that even the light cannot escape. Okay? Remember, something really dense that creates this twisting on the space-time, and even the light cannot escape. There is one surface which is not, you cannot touch it, but it's called event horizon, which is the last surface in which the light or any other object can escape. Below that, you cannot escape. You're doomed to be falling into the black hole. We know that most black holes are just almost point-like mass, huge mass, but point-like, surrounded by this event horizon, and what they have is just a disk of matter around them. This matter is just rotating, and it's falling onto the black hole, and when it falls, it emits radiation. And that is so cool about Interstellar, because you see, when they approach Gargantua, you see the accretion disk, but what you see is something totally that blows your mind. So what is going on there? The first thing you see is what is close to us. It's just that accretion disk. It's a disk of gas and matter rotating around the black hole. You can also see the planet. This is the planet that they visit later, and that is orbiting also around the black hole. In the center, what we are seeing is a black hole itself. As a black hole, even light cannot escape, so we see this black disk inside. But what is interesting is this arch that is on top of the black hole, that is not on top of the black hole, that is literally behind it. But because of the gravitational pull of the black hole is so strong, it's able to curve the light. So it's acting as a magnifying glass. It's acting as something that allows us to see behind it. That is why it has such a weird shape. So if you have a closer look at that, you can see how the disk is bending, but apparently has more like the same shape. Then you can also see a visible bright ring. That is the event horizon. That is probably the particles emitting Hawking radiation and in the vicinity of the event horizon. And that is why I think this movie is so great, because I can just take a photogram of the movie and just to take it to a proper science talk and talk about it. For that reason, Interstellar is one of my favorite movies, and also the soundtrack that you've been listening throughout this episode, which is the soundtrack of the movie. It's also incredible. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and see you guys next week. Bye bye. Center, you have in the center, this black disk is basically the black ¿Por qué?